right? Number 15. We have x squared minus k over 2x equal to 2p. In the quadratic equation above, k and p are constant. What are the solutions for x? Okay, so we're trying to solve for x using this quadratic equation. First, since it's a quadratic, we can move everything over to the same side, right? So I just set it equal to 0 first. So what we can do is first, let's go and subtract 2p on both sides first to begin with. Okay, so we have x squared minus k over 2x minus 2p equal to 0. Okay, so I always set it equal to 0 first. And then we take a peek at the answer choices. See, all of them have, it's just not a single number, right? It's a really complex thing here. And then this resembles the quadratic formula. Okay, so this resembles a quadratic formula. So we know for this question, chances are we're gonna have to use a quadratic formula to solve it. Okay, so it's not factorable. So what we can do is before we plug in the quadratic formula, it'll actually be easier if we get rid of the fraction first, because right now we have a k over 2. So it'll be kind of difficult to work with all the fractions. So let's just go ahead and multiply both sides by 2, because we have k over 2. We multiply by 2, that will cancel out the 2 in the denominator. Okay, so then on the left side, we also have to do it on the right. So let's go and distribute and multiply the 2 out. We get 2x squared minus 2 times k over 2. The 2 will cancel. We'll get minus kx minus 2p times 2 will be 4p. Okay, that's equal to 0 times 2, which is 0. Okay, and to solve from here, now we can go and plug into the quadratic formula. And if we recall the quadratic formula is x equal to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, and that all over 2a. Okay. All right. So then what's the a value? Well, a is the number in front of x squared, so that's 2. B is a number in front of x, so that's negative k. And then c is the constant term in the end. So in this case, that'll be the whole thing here, right? So it'll be negative 4p. Okay, so negative 4p. So we're gonna plug it in like what we have here. So negative b, so negative k, that should be positive k, plus minus square root of b squared is negative k squared, minus 4 times a is 2, times c is negative 4p, okay? And all over 2 times a, which is 2. Okay, so once we have that, we can go ahead and say this is k plus minus square root of negative k squared is negative k times negative k. So 2 negative will cancel, we get positive k squared. And then negative 4 times 2 is negative 8 times another negative 4 is positive 32p, and that all over 4. Okay, and once we have that, you look at the answer choices. Do we have an answer that resembles what we have here? Yes, we do, because we can split up the fractions here. So we get so the first fraction k, and since they're both over 4, you can just say this is k over 4 plus minus the square root k squared plus 32p over 4. Okay, and that looks like we have answer choice B for this question. Okay, so for this question, if we get rid of the fraction first, and by multiplying by 2 on both sides, it will make it a lot easier to plug in and solve. Okay, so 15, the answer is B.